What is up, my little Deinos? Vepsis, your coach of the Helsinki Hydreigons, and we are here for the UBL Season 7 Week 9 battle, which is going to be the final game of the regular season when we do go up against GoldoaDragon and his team be the New York Empoleons. I believe at this point of time GoldoaDragon is unfortunately out of the playoffs, so for his sake this is not really too big of a game what is in stake for his side. For my end, what's in stake here is basically giving myself a opportunity to maybe have the first overall seed going to the playoffs. Outside of that, even if I do win today, it's still outside of my hands, because JV has actually managed thus far his season to go 7-1 going to his last week. So if he managed to beat his last week opponent, which is Sventun, that will mean that he's currently number 1 seed. And for my sake, even if I lose today, there's no way I will lose my number 2 seed regardless. So I'm honestly taking this very relaxed. I'm actually a little bit tipsy, if that's a proper word to say, because I'm literally coming 15 minutes before the battle starts from outside. I was having a nice dinner outside and having a little bit of red wine, so I might be a little bit tipsy and a little bit more relaxed just like last week, because again there's not really much in stake for me. But I'm gonna be breaking down the team that I'm gonna be bringing. I'm gonna be using a little bit editing more often than previously with this part of the video, so you're gonna be seeing the showdown edited in. You're gonna see the spreads and the moveset that way, because we are pretty further ahead already committed with the long connection, so I cannot really go back now and show it like I normally do. And the matchup you're gonna be seeing also edited in while we go through the Teambuilder part. But if you wanna skip this part of the video, you want to see just the battle in itself, the timestamp should be popping right about now on your screen in front of the LAN connection, what have you. And the timestamps on the video in itself will guide you in to that part. But let's just go through my team. It's very simple. There's not really too much of trickeries that I'm gonna be utilizing week 9, because again, it's a very small things that are in stake at this point for myself going to week 9. But obviously I'm gonna try to win. That's no different than normal. But let's just go to the team itself. The first mount that you're gonna be seeing me bring is just gonna be fully physically defensive Metacross with a Combo Berry, running Iron Head, Send Headbutt, Body Press, and Stealth Rocks. This is gonna be my quote-unquote Katana resist, which is actually the biggest threat versus my roster. I'm glad that Goldoa is out of the playoffs, because my god, Katana is a scary mod for my roster particularly to face. And this is my only switch to that thing. And Body Press is the hardest hitting move, because Metacross doesn't get access to fire moves, since hidden power is gone. And he doesn't learn something like Fire Punch, so Body Press is our best way to hit that thing. Outside of that, it's here just to get up Stealth Rocks. It can Iron Head this fairy types, and it can Send Headbutt the Komo as well with a super effective stab hit. The next member of the team you're gonna be seeing is gonna be our Choice Scarf Tapu Koko yet again. As a failsafe to potential +1 Volcarona with Brave Bird, we should be able to OHKO it with that move in itself, barring a Reducing Berry or being a lot bulkier than I would expect it to be. We have Dazzling Gleam to hit the Komo, again be able to revenge kill that thing if it's a Dragon Dance or Sub Belly Drum Salak Berry variant. And other than that, we can outpace any other potential Scarfers that he may or may not bring versus us. And that's pretty much the Tapu Koko. The next member of our team is gonna be our dedicated Volcarona check, which is gonna be our nice suck, the throw in itself, with backing the Assault Vest with Circle Throw, Knockoff, Poison Jab, and Rock Tomb, with running the Guts ability in itself. So if you get statused, it's no problem versus something like Roto Wasses, Will-O-Wisp, or what have you. And if the Volcarona doesn't show up, this thing can otherwise do a decent amount of work, just be able to get rid of items, Poison Jab the fairies, Circuit Throw and Phase Out things, and get a little bit of chip damage through that way. And being a status sponge versus a Roto Was can always be a nice thing to have in the back in itself, or from something else in itself too. Then the next member of our team is gonna be a Choice Scarf Hydreigon. This is there to be able to guarantee OHKO a Katana with a Dark Pulse. We don't need a fire move to OHKO a Katana as long as it's not Assault Vest in itself. And I don't expect that to be the case for his side. Then we are running Draco Meteor to also revenge kill a Komodo outside of Tapu Koko, so we have another way to revenge a +1 Komodo through that. Flash Cannon to hit the fairies, and U-turns just for the initiative. Then the next member of our team is gonna be our Gardevoir resist, because Metacross was fully physically defensive for the Katana in itself. So we needed something for the regular Gardevoir if it's like a Choice Scarf set with a Shadow Ball. And this Victini will take those Shadow Balls just fine. And we are running V-Crits and Headbutt, U-Turn and Toxic. Toxic is just a nice neutral move to hit, cause his Toxic immunities would only include Katana, which is not gonna be switching into this thing at all. So Toxic is pretty nice as a 4th move, and we have a very high accuracy of landing it, like 99%, thanks to our Victory Star as our ability, adding the accuracy to 1.1 in itself too. So that's the Victini, and then our best wall breaker actually in this matchup, which I believe is going to be a key member in this matchup, which is going to be our Life Orb Rose Raider, because he has Rod of Was and Seismitoads and Komodo that gets blown away by Dazzling Gleam. Grass and Fairy does look very good versus him, and Sludge Bomb is also really nice to be able to OHKO a Gardevoir and do massive damage to Volcarona on a switching, and even Katana will take a good amount of damage from like Dazzling Gleam or Giga Drain in itself, and put them both moves would put it in a range of Thunderbolt from my Tapu Koko. I think realistically that should be always the case, but regardless, that is going to be the team in itself, and now let's go and see how this battle is going to be turning out. Alright, here we are with the battle with GoldoaDragon, and let's go and see what he's going to be bringing. I'm going to be making sure that, yep, he is good to go. He is actually streaming this battle live on his Twitch, so make sure to check out his Twitch as well. He usually does his battles live over there, and from my end you always obviously see them as they are uploaded. But regardless, let's go and see what he's going to be bringing, and I'm going to be, as usual, noting them down as we go along. We do see the Katana immediately, which is no surprise. We see Rod of Was, Seismitoad. Just in case if you didn't skip the Teambuilder, I am a little bit tipsy coming into this battle. I had a nice dinner and I came home like 15 minutes before we are going to be starting the battle, because I had some like I said, dinner and red wine. So I might be a little bit here and there, not most focused on this battle, but this battle is not the most important for my end, cause if I win, I only give myself a chance to be number 1. Even if I lose to 6, so I should always be guaranteed as a number 2 seed. So there's really no difference in that regard. But he brings the ARCHEOPS, Alolan Person, as a little bit surprises. And no Volcarona either, which is also a big surprise. So who do I like as a lead? I could lead with my Throw, cause it can deal with maturity things pretty fine. I could also lead with my Rose Red. If he leads with ARCHEOPS, what is my best way to deal with it? ARCHEOPS is actually a little annoying. I might use Tapu Koko as a way to lead. Now I like still Rose Red as a lead, because I want to make sure the water types do not have a free time turn 1 in itself, and go from there. So good luck and have fun, well, like I said, to GoldoaDragon, and let's hopefully just have a fun battle to end out our own regular season and before the playoffs. This will be Goldoa's final battle, I believe, for the regular season. I think he is pretty much out of it, but you never know, I guess. I actually did not count exactly if there's a one scenario he can make in or not. And he's gonna be leading with the Rod of Was, so I'm very glad that I do lead with my Rose Red, cause your Grass Resist are looking a little thin with Katana and Komodo, and for Komodo I have a Dazzling Gleam to go with, so I'm gonna probably just go for a Giga Drain and do some massive damage to anything that wants to come in, and Dazzling Gleam following up will do a lot more. He has to hard withdraw as he swaps into the Katana, and this is not gonna be enjoying this, buddy. I know you quad resist this, but I'm a Life Orb Rose Red, so this should be doing a decent chunk to you, as it does put you around the range of that 65%, I would call that as 65%. And now we just go into our Metagross, and pretty much from there I am pretty free to click Body Press. There's no really good resist to that. I can also choose to go for my Stealth Rocks, or Crocs as I like to say them as, which is something that my friends have not pointed me out to say it that way. He does go for the Knocko, but I have the Colbo Berry to take this hit. Let's see if you're Life Orb or not. That did decent amount of damage, and it's going to be revealed to be Life Orb. Alright. So I'm probably best off just to go for a Body Press, or do I go for Stealth Rocks? How much does another Katana's Life Orb hit without Colbo Berry due to my Metagross? Can it 2-shot me from here? Let's put no item. I just want to cover him staying in. Yeah, I need to attack this thing, so I need to go for Body Press just to respect this thing in front of me. and go from there. He will redraw, but this body press will do a decent damage to anything. He goes into Walter, which is going to be the Purser, which is gonna be dating it decently because Fur Coat. Oh my goodness, that took a lot of damage from that. That was a critical hit. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Goldoa, from that. That is not what you like to see. Am I okay getting Tapu Koko knocked off here? I honestly might be. The other option is that I go into my throw, but this could be packing player off. But at the same time, what do I need throw for? I don't need it for a lot of other things. Maybe I'll just go into throw and proceed from there. I should be fine. I don't want this thing to be worn down because it's still nice to have for the Katana, just to be able to take one hit guaranteed. And there comes the Knocko, which is going to be doing a decent amount of damage. And here, I believe just Circuit Throw will be pretty free to click. If he swaps out, it's gonna give me an opportunity to face out even more. As he will hard withdraw with it. He did reveal to have knockoff on this. As he goes into the Roto Wash, which is perfectly fine by me. As I get a Circuit Throw off. And it's gonna be phased out. I don't think Rocky Helmet popped off at all. And he goes into the Seismitoad. Person I can mark down to be at 10%. As the Seismitoad does come out here. To be honest, I am pretty free to go for a Circuit Throw again. I don't see a reason why not just keep doing this and get some good chip damage. As he does go for the Crocs, which is fine. At this point, Throw's value is just be able to chip his team down. And potentially remove items. But at this point I wanna kinda get a feel of what his team is when they are in front of me. And now the Komodo does come in front of me. At this point, I kinda wanna do the same deal. Just to go for a Circuit Throw. I don't wanna mess around with this thing. If he goes for like a sub or whatever, I have dual Scalpers to revenge kill it. So I'm not too concerned there. He does go for the Substitute. This might be a sub belly drum set, but I have dual Scalpers to deal with this. So I'm not too concerned about that. It doesn't break this up, but a following hit should be always able to break this up. So I go for the Poison Jab. As I probably do see the belly drum. We do see the belly drum. But again, I'm not too concerned about this, because I have a dual choice Scalpers. And at this point, Tapu Koko should be able to freely revenge kill this thing. Even if he goes for like a Train Punch, Dancing Gleam should be able to OHKO this. So we go for the Poison Jab. They should always break this up after a Circuit Throw. There we go. And at this point, off the chance I live a hit, I'll just Circuit Throw. He does go for the Train Punch. This will definitely kill me. That it is at +6. As he does crit me. I don't think that's gonna really matter. But even at that point of health, like there's no way you live a Tapu Koko's hit, right? Like it's quite effective. Komodo. This also, when I'm using this time, it might make him think that if I'm choice scarf or not with my things. But even if it's +1, my Tapu Koko always outpaces this, so we should be fine. And we are just gonna eliminate this thing. So let's go into our Tapu Koko. It's probably gonna have Earthquake or Poison Jab, but it should not really matter too much. I just have to make sure I click the right move. That's the main thing that I will just make sure that I do. And we click the Dancing Gleam. To make sure this thing is taken care of and it cannot go from there. There we go. We go for the Dancing Gleam and the Komodo will not end up sweeping me with a sub belly drum set. We end up critting, but it doesn't matter. I do reveal him that I'm Scarf. But that's okay by me. I can also make sure that the Katana was revealed to have knockoff. And it was Life Vault. Here comes the Roto Wash. Which I don't really mind too much. If I go into Rose Red, it learns in Katana. I could also go into my Hydreigon here. I like probably Hydreigon a little bit more here. Because if he goes into Katana, I can outpace it and kill it. So that should be fine. So let's go into Hydreigon here. He goes for a light screen. Okay, so it's a dual screens to Roto Wash. Which... what do I need to be concerned about? I don't think there's a whole lot I need to be worried about just yet. I could just keep damaging this with a Dark Pulse. So I'll do just that. Seismitoad has already revealed to be Stealth Rocks. He may be a Switch Swim with it. I do manage to get a flinch. I do apologize for that. But your Dark Resist Dispersion, which is basically dead at this point. Komodo we already taken care of. So I can just keep going with this and just chip this Rotom down. As he does go for the Volt Switch. Okay, so we have seen Light Screen from this. And Volt Switch. And it's going to be around, I would say modestly 60%. It might be higher than lower, but I'm going with a assumption how well I can remember at this point. Again, little tipsy. Maybe, I don't know if you can not really notice it at this point. I haven't drank that much, to be honest. So it's not like I'm really irresponsible, as I'm really stumble on my words. It's not really easy when English is your second language sometimes to try to do my commentary. So it would be so much easier if everybody could learn Finnish and just me able to talk Finnish instead. Okay, Katana does come in. Are you able to live this hit through a light screen? Hydreigon. As my calculation decides to back off from when I'm literally about to see that how much this is doing. Katana. Light screen on your end. I will do like 56%. I might be able to take this thing out. So I feel like I should go for it. Let's just go for it and kill this thing. I do outpace it because of Choice Scarf. This should ideally just kill it. There we go. Beautiful. Katana is already dead. The biggest threat to my team, besides the Komo, is already taken care of. Beautiful. Beautiful. You love to see it. Hydreigon, baby. Getting another kill for me. You love to see it. Or I love to see it, like I said last week in itself. But yeah. There is going to be Ball. Which is the Seismitoad. So I guess on this note, who do I really worry about at this point going into? I can go into my Metacross. But Metacross is actually nice to be able to potentially live a ARCHEOPS it. The other option is to hard Rose Raid. I could also actually make a very hard read to go into Victini and get up a Toxic on this. I don't need Victini for anything else. Let's just go into Victini. He may click Ice Punch, which is why I'm hesitating going to Rose Raid, because my Hydreigon is in front of it as well. And I don't need this Victini for anything else. As he does go for the Ice Punch, I kind of figured that this would be the likelihood of what he would go for. And I don't need this thing for anything else, so I'm gonna just get this thing on a timer with Toxic. So let's just do that. Anything else I'm perfectly fine able to get on a timer as well, and we do land the Toxic, which is perfect. That's a 99% accurate Toxic thanks to the Victory Star. So it was more likely or not always gonna land at this point. He does go for the Earthquake. I am max HP, so depending on how invested you are, we might end up living that, and we do, cause Victini is a champion, man. You love to see it. And again, I don't need this guy for anything else, so we're gonna be going for this in Headbutt. Maybe we end up getting a flinch and able to stall out the light screen a little bit further, which, speaking of, I should be paying attention a little bit more than I have been thus far. If the light screen is still up or not, but it's beautiful to get this thing on a timer and be able to wear it down. He does withdraw to Volter, who is the person, which is fair enough. That's a fair enough play, so he gets this one right. I'm not gonna worry about preserving this, so I'll just go for the U-turn. I can let this guy go down. I was already willing to let it go down to the Seismitoad, so this doesn't change at all. And off the chance he does any kind of funny business, I still want to go for the initiative with U-turn if he does try to parting shot on anything like that, but the light screen does wear off, which means Tapu Koko is very free to dashing gleam here. It is very free to dashing gleam here and doesn't really... Yeah, there's not a whole lot of things. Like now the Seismitoad is on a timer, which is really nice. So if it tries to swap in, it's gonna take a dashing gleam and potential run of toxic in itself. And I wanted to cover that this thing is potentially choice scarf, so I don't want to lose my scarf on Hydreigon. That's mainly the reason why I also did it this way instead of going to Hydra instead. So we go for the dashing gleam and we do finish off the person in itself. And yeah, now it's just Seismitoad, ARCHEOPS and the Protowas in itself. He does go to the Seismitoad, which I'm not too concerned by. He would go for the Earthquake potentially, or even Ice Punch. Rose Raid, I do need you potentially for Protowas to be able to just get rid of it a lot sooner. Who do I like here? Metagross is nice just in case. I could go into Metagross, because I think ARCHEOPS I can revenge kill very easily with Koko and Hydra, so I don't think Metagross is necessary anymore. And I will rack more toxic damage on it if it dares to click Ice Punch. I might be able to leave Earthquake too, because I'm max defense. And I can get up potentially Crocs as well. He does go for the Earthquake. I could have gone into Hydra, but it's fine. And we do live another hit. So I'm gonna force him to take like 18% damage on this Seismitoad, which is really nice. And now I'll just go for the Crocs off the chance he gives me the opportunity to do that. But Seismitoad naturally outpaces me, so unless he's running minus speed, he should be able to finish me off. Or if he hard redraws, so I'm gonna be taking these Crocs up just fine. Yeah, I'll take these Crocs for sure. Because that means ARCHEOPS, unless it's heavy duty boots, will be now 75%. I'm perfectly fine with that. Now he might be going for a screens or what have you. Most likely light screen. So I could go into my Rose Raid, which should do a crap load still to the ARCHEOPS, and if it's not heavy duty boots like a powered Meteor Beam, it's still taking a lot from Giga Drain. So I'll just go into Rose Raid at this point, as it's gonna be getting up the light screen. This should do still a lot to things like ARCHEOPS with Rose Raid, right? Let's see, ARCHEOPS. Yeah, even through a light screen, even if you're Meteor Beam set, because we have Stealth Rocks up, I will two-shot you or put you in defeatist range. So I should be fine Giga Draining here. I'm only worried about like a agility power ARCHEOPS set behind a light screen. That's the main thing I could see myself having a trouble on. Which is why I go into Rose Raid and have the Life of Giga Drains plus the Stealth Rocks up to make sure that it's in defeatist range. At very least. But he has to get a lot of turns off to be able to even pull it off at this point. And there comes the ARCHEOPS. I will not mess around with this thing, and I figured that it's not heavy duty boot, so it might be the power of Meteor Beam set. So I will just go for the Giga Drain. This should do a lot of damage to it. There comes the Meteor Beam. Which is fine, cause now Tapu Koko can finish this thing off. He will get the +1 special attack. And he does go for the Meteor Beam and does land it. And my Rose Raid does go down. Now at this point my best way to go around this would be that I think I go into Koko, cause Hydreigon should be able to do good damage to these Seismitoad still. Even through a light screen, right? Yeah, Hydreigon should be still doing a decent damage to it. So So I'll just go into Tapu Koko and make sure this thing dies. The one potential play what I could have done is I preserved that rose rate still, but I didn't want to give it a free turn to like agility of if he went for predicting me to sack the Metagross. So in that regard, I think this is better way to go about this. But we go for the... I still also have Brave Bird to hit the Seismitoad a little bit harder because of the fact that the... what you call it? Because the light screen is still up. And there we go, we do kill the ARCHEOPS, so now it's a matter of just wearing down this Seismitoad. And I can sack the Metagross first here. And then I can go into Hydreigon and just go for a few dark pulses and then ideally finish it off with a Brave Bird while at it. He will take a little bit of Crocs. So he will take like 12% of damage out of this exchange. And now we just sack the Metagross. He should be at 50% at this point. Yeah, we do sack the Metagross. It will die to the Stealth Rocks coming out of the Seismitoad, as he does go for the Ice Punch. And now I can go into Hydreigon. I can get up 2 Dark Pulses at very least to this guy. And then my Tapu Koko's Brave Bird will probably able to pick it up considering the toxic damage. So we should be still fine. So we go for the Dark Pulse, not mess around with a potential miss from a Draco Meteor. I just want to guarantee the damage at this point through the light screen. But that's doing a good amount of damage. As he does go for the Ice Punch. We do live it. And the Toxic will be wearing down more. And I wanna say this is a 2-0. If not, then Tapu Koko will definitely finish it off from there. And that should be a good game for us. Which I'm happy about. Like at this point, I kind of wanted to make sure, even though I'm taking these 2 games a lot more relaxed, similar to Champions of Gala tournament, I didn't want to have a bad momentum going to the round 1 of players. Because I feel like it had a little bit of effect on myself. Even though that was the game plan that I wanted to go a little bit more relaxed. But this time around I wanted to make sure that I still finish strong. But I can still preserve my focus and energy. Just making sure that I'm ready to go in round 1. But regardless, good game to GoldoaDragon. Very entertaining and fast forward game as I kind of was expecting this to be. And good luck for his future draft leagues. I actually do not know what his next draft league project will end up being, but shoutouts to GoldoaDragon. I do want to make sure that I'll say this. He was the commissioner of the TBL tournament, which you have may or may not been able to see and notice that it's been properly showcased throughout the Twitter and from his Twitch channel on the TBL tournament in itself. If you haven't seen that, make sure to check it out. I'll leave the link down below in the description to the TBL tournament. The previous videos will able to showcase you the battles that happened live throughout the tournament, and there were 2 other people always commentating one battle that happened, and I was one of the commentators for certain battles, and I was actually taking part of the tournament in itself too. And I was, without spoiling how far I got, I can say that there were definitely few games you got to see from my end at this point of time. So make sure to check that as well if you're interested, and check out all the coaches in the UBL League as a total. This was the last game of the regular season, and now we just wait and see who do we get to play in the round 1 players. But until then, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna be see you guys later.